Please welcome Clara Lazaro Martinez, writer and director.
Thank you.
Okay, so we lost a few. So you guys, it's up to all of you to ask questions now. Every one of you has to have a question. Who's first? Yes, ma'am. So where was the film made?
It was made in Spain, Madrid.
Another question? Yes. The question is, how much of the film comes from your own life?
I always get that question. Some stuff is closer to reality than you might think, and other stuff is, from things that I've heard from other people or friends, so it's not all about me, but I can identify with a lot of it, especially, being a woman, who is facing this moment in life when you have to decide whether you have to be a mom, for example, and, the stories about the friendships and the jealousies, relationships, guys, growing up.
Yes. Right. So can you tell us about the editing process? Because it was so tight. And did it take a while to get to there for the timing of everything?
Yes, actually, to begin with, it was 2 hours long. And then I realized that some of the scenes that seemed to work on the script weren't really necessary, so I thought that it's better getting to the point. So some of the stuff was cut because it wasn't really adding any information. So also, before you get to those conclusions, you need some space and give yourself time to, to watch the film again with different eyes and fresh mind. So it took a few months until the final edit was finished.
Thank you. Another question? Yes. Right. So he's asking about the color palette of the film. It was very bright colors. The design was very bright. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, actually, the director of photography and I discussed that because it was a comedy, we wanted the film to have, a lot of color and mainly to have a happy look, and also, I don't really like, especially in comedies, when you don't see the faces of the actors. I don't know, it kind of makes me nervous. So, yeah, we just decided that we would go for a happy look.
And there's a question there, yes? You get to repeat that.
No te oigo.
Well, that I can repeat. Why was it so difficult for her to read to the children?
To read?
Yeah. When she's reading to the children?
Lola? Ah, you mean Emma,
What she
the
said.
protagonist. Okay. Well, I think that she has a different idea about what she can do. I mean, how to explain? She doesn't believe that she can do some stuff that she can actually do. You know, this is kind of a test for her. She doesn't believe that she's capable of some things like taking care of the children or reading a fairy tale or whatever, but she can actually do it. So it's mainly that she's really scared because she's never done it and she's having a lot of doubts. And I think that she believes that, I think she has something quite clear, which is that she's not clear about anything, kind of.
Can you tell us actually, how did you get into the film business?
What do you mean exactly? Like when I decided that I wanted to make films?
Sure.
Or?
I'm hinting at your father.
Okay. Well, he's asking me about my dad, who is a film director back in Spain. Yeah, and I've been watching films, well, all my life. So I guess that I've always kind of known that I wanted to make films and tell stories.
Yes, sir. So the question is, did you ever see the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's? And
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did that have any connection to this film?
It's funny that you say that because the other day someone told me this also. Not consciously, you know, but it's a great movie. So if you found any resemblance, I guess I'm happy.
Oh, follow-up question, yes? He likes the film.
Oh, really? Thank you very much.
I think there was another question up there. No? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Right. So
Yes.
the question is about the main character being a writer of children's books and yet being afraid of growing up herself.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I think that everything is, you know, every element in the film is talking about childhood and, you know, to stop being a child, you know, and having to grow up, not really being happy with that, and really missing your childhood, connecting with kids and your memories. And I think she has some kind of reaction towards growing up and having to take the place of the father, you know, like being the one who takes responsibilities instead of being taken care of, right?
We have two questions. I know you're waiting, and a woman up there was waiting as well. Yes, ma'am. So the question is about the two leads. Have they been in other movies?
Well, actually, they are becoming more popular now. When we shot this, they hadn't made any main roles. She has been on some TV series and on some supporting roles for a couple of films, but she had never made a main role. And similar for him.
Yes, ma'am. So the question is, where did you get the babies from?
Well, we actually made a casting, you know? Casting, yeah? So when we had to shoot with the babies, because you can only shoot 4 hours with kids and babies, and sometimes they cried, and sometimes they had to cry, but they didn't want to cry. So we usually had like 9 babies in the house. So we swapped them, you know, bring the other one. Okay, this is not working, bring the other one. But it was fun.
So we actually did get a question from Twitter, and it asked, when will this movie be available for other people to see in the United States? Will it be on DVD or at any time?
Oh. Well, actually, DVD is coming out in Spain in August. I'm not sure about here, but I can ask and tweet something.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Clara,
Thank
Martina
you.
Olivera.